Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to continue to talk about what the scripture talks about, the tongue and our mouth. When I first started my reading the Bible on a more consistent base, I focused a lot on my tongue because I figured if I can control my tongue and what I say, then everything else comes along, because it's very hard for us to control our mouths. If you think about it, we're so quick to react instead of respond. We're so quick to lash out and snap and respond and quick to clap back, whatever you want to call it. We're so quick to do that, to react, instead of sitting back and actually thinking about what was just said to us and processing it and stop and think before we speak. And if we want to become better versions of ourselves, if we want to become growing Christians, we have to be able to discipline ourselves. It's not easy being a Christian and a growing Christian, because you have to discipline yourself, because sometimes you'll have moments where people will try to poke at you or try to get you to respond or get you out of character. But you have to remember and remind yourself how hard and how long it took you to get to this place, and not to revert back to your old ways. And that's why boundaries is important, right? If someone tries to get you to respond back, or just to say, see, I knew you're not that good, you're whatever they're trying to say, don't ever give anyone the power to change your emotions, mess up your day or anything. Don't ever give them that power. If you mess up, it's fine, it happens, tomorrow's a new day, but it can't happen consistently, because the reason why it happens is because you're receiving what they say, you're accepting it, and you're giving them power. Do not do that, okay? So one of the first things I know when I first started my Bible study 5 years ago, I focused a lot on my tongue. We talked about that before, right? So today I wanted to kind of go over, and the Bible talks a lot about the mouth. It must be something so powerful for it to talk about it in so many different chapters about the tongue, how it's wicked, how it's evil, the mouth, life and death and power of the tongue. It's a lot. So I'm like, this must be very, like, he must really want us to focus on our mouth. And if you think about it, we are quick to snap back and say things we don't mean. And then, like, how many times have we said things we don't mean and we're like, oh, why did I say that? You have to pause. You have to let your emotions pass, your anger, your frustration, whatever it is. Don't react. Let it pass. Come back when you're more in a calmer setting, right? That's how you evolve. That's how you become a better person. You're more aware of your emotion. That's how you have emotional intelligence, because you're aware of your emotions. You know where it can go. You don't want it to go to that place. You don't, because you don't want to live your life like that for yourself. It's not even about the other person, it's for yourself. It's not the way to live, and that's not how you choose to live your life, right? So today I want to go a couple of verses. So I have the King James Version. That's the book that I love to read. It's the book that I have. So the first verse I wanted to read is Proverbs 12, verses 18 through 19. If you have the King James Version, that's page 823, and it says, there is that speaketh like the piercing of the sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. So that means when we have a sharp tongue, it can be like a sword. It cuts you when you have a sharp tongue, because some people, when they get upset, they fight dirty. They bring up your past, they bring up secrets, they bring up things that are hurtful to you, and they just try to cut you like a sword, right? It even says in the Bible, there is that speaketh like the piercing of the sword, but the tongue of the wise bring health. So the tongue of the wise, the Christian tongue, brings health, brings uplifting, makes the person feel better about their situation or whatever it might be. You don't try to cut them like a sword, right? And then if we look at 19, Proverbs 12 verses 19, it says, the lips of the truth shall be established forever, but the lying tongue is but for a moment. So when you're lying, you're lying for the moment, you know. But the truth is forever.
What? What? What's Sammy what?
My son just came in.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so now let's look at, sorry guys, my phone died. I think my memory is full or something, I don't know. But anyways, so if we look at Proverbs 31 verses 26, it says she opened her mouth with wisdom, but her tongue is the law of kindness. So we're supposed to use our tongue and our mouth to speak kindness to one another, especially as growing Christians, right? Not to promote evil or to make someone feel worse about their situation. We're supposed to promote kindness. Okay, let's see, what else? So let's look at Psalms 34, verses 13. I didn't write the chapter on this one, and this is real time. Okay, sorry about that. So if we look at Psalms 34 verses chapter 13, so let's look at that. It says, keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Okay, so we have to keep our tongue from speaking evil words, you know, but bring kindness instead. So let's look at Psalms 141 verses 3. See what that one says. So it talks a lot about the tongue, and it just shows how significant it is, right? It says, set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, keep the doors of my mouth. Keep the doors of my lips. So if you look at it right here, right here. Can you see it? It says, keep my mouth shut, basically, right? So it's saying, set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth, keep the door of my lips. So basically, you're saying a prayer to keep your mouth shut for the day. Like for me, when I know I'm going to an event or I'm going to have a long day or anything like that, I always ask God to tame my tongue, help me be slow to speak, slow to anger, and quick to listen. Don't let any wholesome talk come out of my mouth. And I always ask for God to just shut my mouth and to guide me, you know, to discipline our mouth more. Sometimes I have moments where I have quiet time. Like I'll say for an hour, I'm not going to say anything unless someone says something to me, because you don't want to be like strange that you don't talk at all. That's just going cold turkey, and you can't do that, especially at work and family and stuff. But